Hello, this video is what I think about the First Amendment. I think it is what makes America. What is America? What sets America apart from any other country? I've traveled through like 43 countries. I spent like probably 9 years out of the country, and I think America is a place that people really do value free expression and strive for it. So I just wanted to talk about it a little bit, 10 minutes or less. I made a little web page about it. So let's review what it is. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So, you have, I guess, two clauses, two parts to that. You have the Establishment Clause and the Free Exercise Clause. So the Establishment Clause, let's say it's that we're not going to be a country ruled by one religion, like, say, England was, even after the break from the Catholic Church, where if you want to think something or say something, it has to be okay with the deacon or whatever that guy is called. And, with the Catholic Church, if you want to, say the world's round, you don't have to get permission from the Pope, or else you get excommunicated, sent to hell or whatever, burned at the stake. That's pretty much common knowledge. I think the main thing about the First Amendment is going to be the Free Exercise Clause, where you can say whatever you want. The right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances, or abridging of freedom of speech. Now I've been looking at all of the Supreme Court cases that have come up, and that have gone, I guess, to the U.S. Supreme Court and then various state Supreme Courts. And it's most of these cases, if you were just to look at them, especially the ones that happened before like the 60s, it's pretty clear to me who's in the right. You get these cases where, say, in the 60s, one was where kids wore armbands, black armbands, to protest the Vietnam War, and they all got kicked out of school or something like that. I don't know exactly what it was. Now, that's obviously wrong. And there have been more. Like a kid made a website about slandering a teacher that they didn't like. So they were kicked out of school for that. And I've been looking at these cases, and most of them have to do with that. People, now I don't know anything about law, I don't know what slander is, but people insulting their teachers and then getting kicked out of school. Now, most of the time, I don't have the time to go through this, I'm already almost halfway through, but most of the time, the Supreme Court sides with the person. Now, I agree with that. That it just seems silly that you would spend and waste all of this taxpayers' money going to court. Well, I guess if you have to, solidify what it actually is, but going to court and trying to just be vindictive against people just for expressing themselves. If I was a teacher or somebody in power and some student of mine made a website slandering me, I wouldn't try to be vindictive and get revenge on them. I don't think we need laws to and threaten people and make people not want to be afraid to insult you because of repercussion. It's barbaric to me. I think if people could just freely do that, then, people would do it, and then it would stop. If you let people insult you, yeah, you'll be insulted, but eventually people will find other things to do, and you don't have to kick them out of school. Let me see if there's some other kinds of Supreme Court cases. There's another kind of Supreme Court case of people respecting the Establishment Clause, and that seems to be like a lot of it just money related, people avoiding taxes and stuff like this, and that's kind of, I think, abuse of it. There's one where a woman, well, an example of that would be how I guess some Jehovah's Witnesses went from door to door, and they had a record that's called the Catholics' Enemies, and they wanted to sue them or something like that, and that's just silly. That's like starting some kind of religious war. You should let people say whatever you want. If you get all huffy and puffy because somebody slanders you, then you don't have enough confidence in yourself in the first place, and you don't need to be wasting taxpayers' money trying to go after people for that. Now, this other thing I came across, I've got these statistics on this page I made, just what people think about how free we are, how free we think we are. And it appears to me that Americans, for the most part, we believe that we're as free as we need to be. For example, let's see, should musicians be allowed to sing songs that others might find offensive? And only 23% strongly agreed, and 97%. And it has been steadily creeping up, from 23 to 27 in 99, then 32 in 2000, 34 in 2001, 35 in 2003, and then up to 41 in 2006. But basically what that tells me is that you're only as free as the citizens, the citizens of the country are only as free as they allow themselves to be. The whole reason we have all these Supreme Court cases of kids trying to defend themselves and not being kicked out of school, that's their education. Let them stay in school. If you want to teach them to not disrespect their elders, and well, then teach them. Don't kick them out of school and not let them come to learn. Anyways, it's these people who are oppressing students in the small term, in the small scale, and it ends up being our national law that ends up freeing the students. So basically, you're only as free as people, as the citizens allow themselves to be. Kind of like the French Revolution. We weren't ready to have a democracy. The people weren't ready to have a democracy until they all collectively decided they were going to. Multinational corporations are actually good. They're just funded by people who invest in them. They don't even know that they're investing in them. So anyways, I'm way far left in terms of social freedom of speech. If people can say whatever the heck they want, then we're eventually going to rise to the top as far as the society. If you try to stifle people in any way, it'll just make them angry and they'll protest more, and then they'll have to fight for it, and then we'll just cost money. So that's what I think about the First Amendment. Out of time. I'll make a longer video later. Bye-bye.